Lloyd, how much the Idaho game and kind of getting the pass game together, how much does that help you guys' confidence going into this week?
It helps our confidence because we're getting healthier. You know, Quinn's getting better, Ezel's getting better. You know, he's getting back in the rhythm, and with pumping there, putting 8, 9 guys in the box, it just makes it easier on us. So, our rhythm is getting better. Yeah.
Explain, like Coach has said this a little bit, but having Ezel come back, how does that help you and what you have to do on the field and some of the other receivers?
It makes our job a lot easier because he's a guy that he can move around to any position. You know, he plays inside, he plays outside, and he does a lot of things. And we're watching film, he points stuff out, though, you know, that we might not see. You know, he gets on us, you know, keeps us accountable and stuff like that.
But on the field, does he, I mean, him being there, does that kind of help free you up in any way?
Of course. In the first half, they were zoned up, you know, and then the second half they started to double team him, and that helped Eric get open, helped me get open a couple of times, so it makes things a lot easier, yeah.
Does it change where you line up, you personally, Lloyd? Did it change much when he came back, or were you kind of in the same spot?
I play both sides, inside, outside, so with me now.
Did you guys, I mean, Rocky really felt like Quinn threw the ball as well as he, or as close to what he had pre-injury and last year. Was there a sense of that on your guys' part?
Well, you could always say that with the numbers, yeah. But
yeah.
So yeah, with the numbers, yeah, it's probably the best numbers he had all year.
I guess I'm talking more about velocity, placement. I mean, because he.
Oh yeah, especially the corner that he threw to Ezel for the touchdown. That was another one. Then like the first touchdown he threw to Ezel was like an inch away from getting tipped, so the ball placement was excellent.
Yeah, that one really was close, wasn't it? And then the second one, I mean, that's as good a pass as you can get, right?
Yeah,
with the
over the shoulder, away from the guy, right there at the front pylon.
Would you say that we've seen the receiving corps as a group at their capacity yet this year? Like, have you guys played a complete game yet?
Never.
Because of Ezel's injury and Quinn's injury? And
no, we haven't played a complete game yet. Blocking, we can get better blocking and running routes and catching the ball. And you can never be satisfied with whatever you do. Complacency is never good.
Josh, you've been doing a lot of spying this year on running quarterbacks. I've noticed the New Mexico game, Nevada, you seem to be in that spot some. Is that something you enjoy? Is that something you anticipate doing a little bit of this Saturday against this quarterback who does run some?
I mean, I'm not necessarily spying them, just me. I mean, our whole defense, once we know the quarterback's a really good scrambler, our scheme is to keep him contained. So, I mean, I'm just in the right spot at the right time.
What do you think of him on film, though? Does he seem like a legit scrambler? He's pretty fast.
Yeah, he's pretty fast. He can, if he finds a hole, he'll make you miss too. So we got to be good on defense and make sure tackles.
This question's for Cody or Josh. Coach just talked about Boise State running more of a spread offense. From a linebacker's perspective, what are some of the challenges with facing a spread offense?
I mean, anytime you face a spread offense, you got to deal with certain responsibilities. You got good discipline when it comes to the zone replays and stuff like that. You can't dive in too quick. You can't go straight to the quarterback because the whole idea of it is to put the ball where you're not. So anytime you get that, it's just about having good discipline and being in the right spot technically to help combat that.
After the game on Saturday, Coach Long talked about how probably for the rest of the year and just in college football in general, it's really whoever's the hotter team, the team that has more momentum is going to win the game, not necessarily who has more talent. Excuse me. So how do you feel going into this game? Do you feel like you have a lot of momentum? Do you feel like you're a hot team right now?
Yeah, I don't really base a game off that. I mean, I base it more off being prepared for the game. But yeah, we're both coming off wins, so I guess we're both. I wouldn't say rolling or anything like that, but we're both on the up right now. So, but yeah, I think it's more about preparation than it is about if we're on a roll or not.
Cody, going back to the end of the Nevada game in the fourth quarter, they put a couple of nice long drives against you guys. Idaho put a couple drives together against you in the first half. Then it seemed like in the second half last week, you guys got back to playing a little closer to the kind of defense you've been playing earlier this season. What was the difference between those?
Well, honestly, I guess you could call it maybe a little bit of a hangover from the Nevada game. I mean, we really didn't come out as prepared and ready in that first quarter, first half that we usually do and we should have. And we went into halftime, coach laid it on us, kind of what he saw and that he didn't like that. So we kind of picked it up, and obviously we played a little better defense in the second half than we did in the first. So I think we just weren't prepared at the beginning of the game, mentally, like I said, defense. So.
Was it mainly stuff at the line of scrimmage? You guys at the point of attack, or what were the?
You can say that. Like that's definitely not our best performance as a front four, as you can say, because I'm usually down there all the time.
Yeah.
Definitely, we're not very happy about that performance, but we can always do better.
For any of you guys, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
For any of you, does it help at all having being one of the few teams that have beat Boise 2 years in a row, kind of going into this game? Any extra confidence or anything in that?
That has nothing to do with this game. When you look at it, it's just happened in the past. I mean, what we did last year and the year before has no implication on the way this game's going to go. This game's going to be, the scores and the way the game played out will give you an indication it's going to be a tough game. It's not, there's nobody, I don't think anybody's really going to take anything away from it or take the game away. But it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be probably a pretty exciting matchup. So.
Cody, what do you think of
the points that they put up the last 4 weeks? And I mean, can that be a little bit intimidating to you guys as a defense, or do you not notice that at all, or do you say, hey, look, I mean, they got 60 last week. I mean, they're going to be quite a challenge for us.
I mean, yeah, it's not intimidating, but I mean, it's a challenge for us. And I mean, I've seen their stats, and they're like top 10 in scoring offense. So it's going to be a challenge, but we're up to it.
Do you guys kind of draw on, I mean, there's been some really good performances this year against both spread teams, good quarterbacks like Fajardo. I mean, you guys have done your job in many instances. Do you draw on this season's performances more than, say, what you did against Boise in the past?
I mean, you kind of have to. I mean, you can't really base what you did last year against a team on how you were this year. So the way we're preparing for this game is the way we played, and our expectations for the game is how we played and how they played, instead of what we've done in the past. I mean, you can't really think about the past. I mean, we beat them 2 times in a row, but that really has nothing to do, like I said earlier, with this game. This is a totally different animal.
What was it like seeing that blue field for the first time, Cody?
It was cool. It's fun to play on it. It didn't really mess me up. It was kind of cool to play on. It's a cool setting. I like playing there. So.
Have you guys played, because I wasn't at the last one, have you guys played in the cold there? What was it?
I think the bowl game, I don't know what the temperature was.
It was terrible. It was snowing the first practice.
Yeah, it was cold. It was cold. Especially, we had a practice at 8 a.m. one day for that game. That was terrible.
It was almost still dark, right?
Yeah, but we played well in that game. It was cold, and so we were really not worried about the weather any bit.
It's all about winning number 20 this year. I mean, that's been the mantra. Lloyd, I'll ask you, I mean, when you guys even look to see what happens, Nevada plays earlier in the day against Air Force. If they happen to lose, you guys would then control your destiny again to win the Western Division. Is that anything you're focused on, or is it still too early for that?
It's too early for that. We have to focus on our opponent. They're a good team, and if we're looking at the scoreboard or looking at the games before, we wouldn't be focused and ready and preparing for them. So we have to prepare and make sure we win our game, because no matter what happens with them, if we don't win our game, that's all for naught.
There's a moment like just before the half where Jake Feely kind of went down at Rocky City's fine now. It was just a little stinger and whatnot, but it seemed like the entire defense kind of just huddled around him. make sure he was okay. How important is it to you guys just having out there? And it seems like you guys really, I guess, just care about him, especially in that play in particular. I'm sure you guys remember it right before the half.
Yeah, I mean, Jake's one of our brothers, and so, I mean, we care about him a lot, making sure he's all right. I mean, he picks up our defense every time he's out there. We all feel the energy. So we're worried about him, but he's fine.